Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Mela Triana and I am for class 4C and my study number is 1245030049. And in this video, I will presenting my work, my analysis to fulfill my final examination in subject translation Indonesian to English. So without any further ado, let's do it. Okay, let's go with what is that? The headline analysis for our purpose. Informative text. The Indonesian source text says korban jiwa gempa kembar Venezuela diprediksi bisa 100.000 orang. And now if we translate it literally, it's completely break the what is that? English grammar and like that, and it doesn't sound professional. And if we translate it to word for word, like, and the phrase would be like live victim, twin earthquakes Venezuela predicted can be 100 million people. Like, that completely breaks the English grammar and just doesn't sound like a real news. So I break into two micro steps. First is lexical modulation. I swap the korban jiwa to death toll, and it saved the perspective to standard in news. To fake the standard perspective global. And the second is grammatical transposition. I turn the casual shorthand diprediksi bisa into a formal passive infinitive to predicted to reach, and this immediately gives us a real news and a prepositional energy. And moving to the second slide, let's talk about small tweaks. First is numeric localization. In Indonesia, we use commas for decimal, like 7.2 and 7.5. But in English, in English report, it does have decimal periods like 7.2, 7.5, and leaving them as comma could totally confuse the global readers, and they would think how big the earthquake can be, like that. And next is syntactic transposition. I throw in a comma to create a non-defining relative clause. The first earthquake, which occurred at depth of blah blah. This kept the chronological data flowing smoothly. And lastly, a quick attribution set. I added the before USGS since it's an initialism, and meaning as well cut the letters USGS. Dropping the article the would just sound wrong in English. And next, in third slide, we're looking at how to avoid what we call literal translation. And the short text uses the general phrase batu bata tanpa penguatan. If you translate that literally as break without reinforcement, it sounds pretty amateur. to an actual geologist or engineering, it will confuse them. And so I check the web, what is that? The check the official USGS publication, and I use the what is that? The exact technical term they use, like unreinforced brick, then some goes for construksi block adobe, which is accurately accept as adobe block reconstruction. This what is that? This proof that using what is that? The communicative method isn't just about making things simpler. It's about matching the exact scientific vibes and register. Okay, moving to the next slide is syntactic restructuring breaking adverbial cluster. This slide is all about fixing structural structural traffic jams. Indonesian news love to stack adverbial phrases right between the subject and the main verb. And look at the search tag dalam konferensi pers pada Kamis dini hari is nested right before the verb mengumumkan. If we copy paste that structure into English, it completely ruins the reading momentum to clear this up. So I did a classic SVO restructuring and push the time and place to the best. I also use modulation to turn presiden sementara into interim president and compress dini hari into a clean news style like early Thursday. And moving to the next slide, what is that? Forensic analysis, race meditation, and probability register. To wrap up the news text, this slide with race meditation. So when you're translating for scientific scientific giant like USGS, you have to be incredibly precise to institutional reliability. They are talking about 42% change for a death toll from the impact. So when translating phrase like bencana ini mungkin meluas, I carefully pick the words probably or probable and potentially widespread. Yes, protect the original scientific framing and give accurate data without triggering a false public panic. And moving on to the next slide. In this slide, let's switch gear into expressive text and talk about poetry with Chairil Anwar's Rumahku. Since it's an expressive text, we drop a communication approach and bring into the semantic method, because here the author shows the energy, the raw emotion take priority. Okay, check out the iconic line in Rumahku. Rumahku dari unggun timbun saja is uniquely Chairil Anwar's, like organic pile that burning the like a campfire. Translating it into a literal meaning like campfire pile completely kills the vibe. and doesn't sound right. Instead, I use transposition to add the functional phrase like is built from, and choose the the elevated word first instead of just poems to keep the artistic weight of his poetry alive. Moving on to the next slide, sociocultural and temporal adaptation. On this slide, we look at cultural and idiomatic nuances. First, in 1940s, Indonesian word gedong represented like bourgeois luxury and stability back then. To capture that exact feeling, I adapted a word mention. And the second, the casual domestic phrase like berbini dan beranak was upgraded to a dignified word, to dignified English idiom like take a wife and bear children. And finally, Ika Senjakala was modulated into when twilight fell. Using the third spell instantly bring that classic melancholic English poetry and English poetic personification. Okay, next is eschatological death yang satu. The ultimate climax of this poem is right here on this slide. And looking at the cryptic ending, jika menagih yang satu, in Chairil Anwar's philosophy, yang satu means means God, right? Directly into absolute destiny. A literal translation will like the one would confuse the reader, and like that sounds super flat. So I use cognitive modulation and went with the ultimate one. The word ultimate perfectly hits that one finality and locks in the raw philosophical power of the original closing line. And yeah, we're here in the last slide, methodological synthesis. To wrap it all up, this matrix sums up the entire material here. Okay, long story short, informative text need a communicative method to clear out ambiguity and keep the data clean and transparent. And on the expressive text need a semantic method to protect essential tension, metaphor, and rhythm. And basically, this project showed that as translators, we have to be flexible, acting like an object exists, and and morphing into an artist when translating literatures. And yeah, thank you for see this video, to show this video, and thank you so much everyone. I hope this help you guys, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.